welcome back to my YouTube channel. The name is The Code Champ, and today we are going to be examining how you can become a project manager. So let's get down to the business. What exactly is project? What is project management? Explain it to me. So let me break this down. Project management is the process of, overseeing a team's activity to complete all project objectives within an established parameters. So before starting the project, you most likely would have gotten your parameters that you're trying to meet up with. And project management is the use of procedures, technique, abilities, knowledge, and experience to literally accomplish a particular project goals in accordance with predetermined guidelines. A key factor that distinguishes project managers or project management from just management is that it has this final deliverable and a finite time span, unlike management, which is an ongoing process. Alright, let's examine the building blocks of a project. A project is usually deemed to be a success if it achieves the objectives according to the set criteria that you as fellow stakeholders must have put in place, and it's usually within an agreed time scale and within the budget that has been set. So what exactly are you saying is the building blocks of a project, Coach Champ? So number 1, we have time. 2, we have cost. And 3, we have qualities. So these are the main building blocks of every project. Time is usually scheduling, is a collection, of technique used to develop and present the schedule, show when the work will be done, when it could be performed, and how long it's going to take. Cost, of course, is how are necessary funds acquired and how are those finances going to be managed. We also have quality. How will fitness for this purpose of the deliverable and management process be assured? So what exactly are you setting as the quality of this project? So putting these 3 building blocks together, project managers usually initiate, execute, and complete projects across several departments in the tech industry. Alright, let's now examine what exactly is the project manager's salary band, right? So according to Glassdoor, the average base pay for a project manager is usually £48,798 per year in the UK, while in the US it's usually around $91,170 per year. So this range with years of experience, and you can definitely grow depending on your focus and intentionality. So the next highlight is a PM skill set. A project professional needs a wide range of skill sets, often technical skills and certainly people management skills and a good business awareness. Some project managers, maybe you could have built your skill with the completion of a 4-year degree and then pursue maybe certifications like Certified Associate in Project Management, popularly known as CAPM, while others, which might be you watching me right now, might decide to test the waters with side projects or enroll in an introductory course to determine if you want a career out of project management. Anyways, in any case, creating a solid fundamental skill set is a requirement for the job. Consequently, it's a crucial component of what project managers do. So gaining knowledge in these areas is a process that will take effort. It's going to take your time and practice, but it's important to develop the skill set that project management position usually demand. So number 1, they're usually skilled in leadership and effective communication. As a project manager, you must effectively lead and communicate with your team as well as stakeholders, throughout the entire life cycle of the project. You can't say, oh, I'm shy or something. You need to carry people along. They need to understand what the issue is at every time. It's effective communication. Number 2, skill sets will be organization and time management. You must handle the organization and delegation of tasks. You must also ensure that all project materials and deliverables are completed on time. The third one would be you have to be creative. Creative problem solving and adaptability. As a project manager, you must understand how to resolve issues and adapt your project creatively to avoid mishap and losses. The fourth one, which is most likely like my final one for today, is going to be motivation and team management. You must ensure that your stakeholders, which could be your CEO, your CTO, or whoever is doing this project, and team managers or team members stay motivated throughout the project lifecycle. So moreover, you must be able to, manage your team to ensure top quality results and on-time completion of project deliverables. And like I said earlier, you need to know that managing team is beyond just ordering people around. Rather, it has to do with diplomacy, lots of wisdom, and a whole lot of things to develop. Next, I want us to examine the responsibility of a PM. So what exactly are the responsibility a PM is expected to perform? In your day-to-day activity, you'll be expected to starting the justification of a project's necessity. That's like the basic responsibility, the first responsibility. How is this important? Why should we embark on this? So you have like, most times or sometimes you could have a slide deck explaining what all these things, why it's important and how it should be done, and why, just answering the whys, the how, and all the which, what, all the questions. So the next responsibility of a PM will be that you need to identify the project needs. You need to describe the deliverables quality. The next one will be you need to calculate the resources available and timeliness. Or let me just say timelines. You need to also put together a business case to support the investment. So you need to put your money where your mouth is. You need to be able to break down all those things. You need to also, you'll be obtaining money, you need to obtain money and corporate agreement. You can't run things with your own money, so you need to be able to convince people, and the people that will give you the money. You will be overseeing and inspiring the project delivery team. I mentioned earlier in the skill set, this is something you do on your day-to-day activities. Also, you'll be creating and implementing project management plans, the management of project risk, issues, and modification. You need to think on your toes. You can't even, you can't sleep at all. Not like sleep, like SLIP. You cannot sleep. So another responsibility of a project manager is that you are monitoring the project progress against your plan. So you have all these lovely tools that you can use to monitor things like Trello, like Notion. You just need to be very transparent so that everybody understands what's going on, and you're monitoring the progress against your plan. You also will be managing the project budget. So there's an allocated amount of money that you have acquired. You still need to manage this money, and just to ensure that the project doesn't go above the budget. You don't want to go back to your stakeholders and say, oh, I'm sorry, but even if this is going to happen, it should be in very few times or few cases rather than every project that you're handling. The next one is that you are always upkeeping, you're always in charge of the upkeep of communications between the stakeholders and the project organization. So usually in an organization, there is always the stakeholders that are not exactly the part of the core team that are executing a project. You usually have stakeholders like even the investors, the CEO, the C-suite executives. So the next one will be that you provide management where necessary. So you should be ready to roll up your sleeves and get things done. It's not just talk. You have to put in the action. So wherever is necessary, you should be able to do that. Then the last, but definitely not the least of your everyday activity as a project manager, is going to be project closure in a regulated manner. So this is not the time to stay humble about your achievement. You should be able to close out on your project, highlighting the achievement, the things you set out to do, what you've done, and fingers crossed, what you surpassed. You highlight everything. So you close it out in a regulated manner. Let's go to the next highlight. This is very important to me, which is usually what is the project manager's career progression. So project managers might go on to become senior project manager, directors, or even vice president and other executive roles. I'll be explaining the career progression and the average salary according to Glassdoor. I'll be using the US markets for broader explanation. So number one, for you to progress your career as a PM, you need to engage in industry work. So the first step is engaging in the industry work. A lot of project managers start out in non-managerial positions and then advance themselves to project managers as they take on more duties. So for instance, let's say a software development project manager might have started out as a software developer. That's the truth. Whereas others could work as consultants to, learn the business operations and just own their managerial abilities. So being a project manager with experience in your field can be advantageous. You'll have a greater understanding of how to approach a project, comprehend the details of the job that must be done, and have the empathy for team members. So don't forget, this is number one, engage in industry work. The second one would be to get an entry-level project management job or role. So as you launch your career, you need to consider working in an entry-level project manager position, such as a project coordinator, assistant project manager, associate project manager, or junior project manager. So this position usually support project managers in planning and success monitoring. So before you apply for project manager opportunities, working in this profession might help you get the needed experience and understand more about this industry. So how much do they pay people that are in this kind of roles in the US? So the first one will be project coordinator. This is they are usually paid around $53,361. Assistant project managers are usually paid $75,523. Associate project managers are usually paid $68,969, and junior project managers are usually paid $64,756. So don't forget, these figures are based on Glassdoor. And how do you now take on a similar position, such as a project coordinator? It will be helpful to acquire strong communication and organization abilities. Remember that I had listed or said to you about getting all these required skills. So now, if you want to be all this, maybe an associate project manager, you'll be very helpful to acquire strong communication and organization abilities, as well as expertise in the industry you're working in. So if you want to be a project coordinator or work in a related position, how about you consider an entry-level certification as well? So something like Certified Association in Project Management, popularly known as CAPM. I can't remember if I've mentioned it earlier, but I think I have certification, or a certificate like Google Project Management Professional Certificate. And I think Google's one is free, so there is no problem and nothing stopping you. The next career progression will now be, after being an assistant project manager, obviously, is to become a project manager. So project managers usually design and execute projects to assist organization in improving processes, developing new products, and constructing, structures or completing other activities. So the project manager guides a team through a project by ensuring that the budget, timeline, and communication are all in sync with the project objectives. How then do you become a project manager? So working your way up from a non-managerial job or a junior one can be a smart place to start if you want to become a project manager. You could also earn certifications like the Project Management Professional, PMP. This is quite popular and it just sets you off on a good path. Or you could earn a certification in Scrum or Agile, and all this can also be helpful. So after being a project manager for, let's say, around 2 years, or 3 years, depending on how fast you're learning, your exposure to projects, and the number or quality and depth of projects you've handled, you might now be able to move on to become a senior project manager. So senior project managers support the execution of projects with greater scope, such as managing projects with longer timelines. They usually build complicated products or extend processes across the team. Typically, these people have a number of years of experience, and the average US salary for senior project managers is $119,754. How then do you become a senior project manager? The primary route to being a senior project manager will be to have practical experience managing various project kinds with various people. You should put a high priority on learning as much as you can about project management, whether through formal education or certification, as you will frequently be organizing the work of other project managers, because now you're senior, so you need to own your managerial abilities. You need to you need to be vast. You need to read up books that are beyond being technical or around managerial abilities. So additionally, you can also locate a mentor, to guide you through the next phase. So the next career progression of a project manager could be becoming director of project management after being a senior project manager. So directors of project management are usually responsible for the direction, the accomplishment of a company's project management division. In addition to developing a plan for how those goals can be accomplished as a project management team, this set of people, C-suite executives, now strive to ensure that individual projects are in line with an organization's wider aim. So they can connect high-level leaders inside the organization. They then supervise several project managers and collaborate cross-functionally. How much do you think these guys earn? So average year salary for director of project management is $140,665. So somebody's thinking, how then do I become a director? So along with great leadership skill, like effective communication, problem solving, and the capacity to persuade others, you will need several years of experience, of management experience. So management experience, like, in my opinion, like 5 years. Yeah, starting from 5 years. So the next career progression for a PM, which is going to be the final for now, is going to be VP of Operation or Chief Operations Officer. You might advance to high-level positions such as Vice President of Operations or executive positions such as Chief Operating Officer after several years of project management leadership. So new company strategies are put into practice by these senior business executives, and the average US salaries for a VP of Operation is $148,283. And a Chief Operating Officer is usually $158,826. How to become an executive level manager. So you should have extensive managerial and team building experience here also, as well as sound business judgment. Getting an MBA might also help you, develop the business skills necessary for executive success. So get all the certifications you need, get the experience, and put in the work. And you might just be on your way to being a Chief Operating Officer or a VP of Operations. And that's just the average year salary. It could be higher, it could be lower. Shoot your shot. So let's go now to the PM courses or the certifications that you need to take. So there is this fantastic catalog of courses and certification that can help you build a solid foundation for a bright future. Also note, some of these certifications are absolutely free and others you need to pay for. And I'll say start with the free one, probably get your foot in the door, start gaining experience in the industry. Then you start taking the paid courses, because this shows that you are actually intentional about your career growth. So like we said earlier, some of the courses that you could take is any certification like the Project Management Professional PMP, or a certification in Scrum or Agile. This could be helpful. Entry level certification that you could also get is Introduction to Project Management course, which is offered by Coursera. Everything is linked in my in my description box, and it can give you an idea of what it's like to manage projects. We also have Certified Associate in Project Management certification, or a free course like the Google Project Management Professional Certificate. Another nice course you could take for a PM role is the Project Management Professional Certificate from the University of California. It's available on Coursera and Prince 2 certification course. And finally, you could get an MBA. So don't forget that I said work your way through. You don't necessarily have to start with a very expensive course. Just take free courses, even have an idea of what project management is, and see if you really want to do this. I'm giving you a very good insight into this. So why not take a course and see how it goes, start applying to places, and yeah, you can do this. Trust me, you can. And see you next time. I remain the Coach Champ. And please, oh my God, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, stop and subscribe. Do not leave this channel without subscribing. Subscribe. Why? It's not going to cost you a thing. Support your girl. And thank you so much for the new subscribers that I had over the last 1 week or so. Thank you so much. See you guys. Cheers. Bye.